Hi, I'm Carrie of Clothing Creations by Carrie, and this is Behind the Thread with Carrie. Thanks for checking out my video. I recently had a video come across my Facebook feed that I thought was pretty clever, and I wanted to see if it's as easy as they made it look. So what it is to cut bias binding using a yardstick. So I don't have a yardstick. I just cut a piece of cardboard about 1.5 inches wide to see if I can make this work. So I haven't actually tried it yet. So we're trying this for the first time to see if we can get this square of fabric into some bias binding quickly and easily. So I'm gonna fold the fabric around my piece of cardboard. And I just cut a square, I think it's about 20 by 20 inches square. Doesn't have to be a square, I don't think, but might be a little bit easier to work with a square. So we're just gonna fold this up around this piece of cardboard. And even though the cardboard isn't longer, it's still gonna fold the fabric, so it doesn't have to extend past the fabric here. Obviously a yardstick would be quite a bit longer, so it would go quite a bit farther out. So it's folded. I'm gonna remove the piece of cardboard from the center gently. And now I'm gonna use my 2.5 inch wide ruler. If you don't have one of these in your quilter, I highly recommend that you get one. They're very, very handy. And I'm just gonna mark it. I'm gonna go from this side. I'm gonna mark it every 2.5 inches. I'm gonna use the line of the fold at the top as a guide on my ruler so that it's straight. I don't have to mark it all the way down the fabric. I'm gonna cut it from this side from closest to me. So I can just mark the edge along me, or along with my, my body if I want, instead of doing it the whole way. So I'm just gonna go along the edge here. I could probably use my rotary cutter and cut it as I'm going along instead of marking it and then coming back to cut it. In the video, I saw them marking it, so that's what I'm doing. So I could either get my scissors out and cut along these lines, or I can just go back with my ruler or do this the first time and cut these 2.5 inch strips. You don't always have to cut binding on the bias. Bias binding is best if you're going around curves. If you're just doing straight lines like on the edge of a quilt, you can use bias that's on the grain or on the cross grain and you'll be okay. And now I have my strips. So you can see, pretty easy. I would say they're not perfectly straight, but they're pretty close. So the neater you get your fabric wrapped around your yardstick or your cardboard, the better results you're gonna get. I can definitely work with this. So the next step would be to fold it in half and iron it so I have that nice fold for my binding on my quilting or on my quilt. So I think that's pretty easy. I would definitely give this a try again and try to use it for other projects. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for checking it out.